Been walking along the railroad tracks, going someplace and there's no going back. Highway patrol choppers coming up over the ridge. Hot soup on a campfire under the bridge. Shelter line stretching round the corner. Welcome to the new world order. Family sleeping in their cars in the Southwest. No home, no job, no peace, no rest. Well, the highway's alive at night, but nobody's kidding nobody about where it goes. Sitting down here in the campfire light, searching for the ghost of Tom Jones. He pulls a prayer book out of his sleeping bag. Preacher lights up a butt and takes a drag, waiting for when the last shall be first and the first shall be last. In a cardboard box neath the underpass, you got a one-way ticket to the promised land. You got a hole in your belly and a gun in your hand, sleeping on a pillow solid rock, bathing in the city aqueduct. Well, the highway's alive at night, but now where it's headed everybody knows. I'm sitting down here in the campfire light, waiting on the ghost of Tom Jones. My Tom said, Ma, wherever there's a cop beating a guy, wherever a hungry newborn baby cries, where there's a fight against the blood and hatred in the air, look for me, Mom, I'll be there. Wherever somebody's fighting for a place to stand, decent job or a helping hand, wherever somebody's struggling to be free, look in their eyes, Mom, you'll see me. Well, the highway's alive at night, but nobody's kidding nobody about where it goes. Sitting down here in the campfire light, with the ghost of old Tom Jones. Guten Abend, Billy. Guten Abend. Ich freue mich, bei euch in Berlin zu sein. Ja. This is a song about a fella about trying to be new, trying to find your way into a family life. About a fella gets out of prison. He's trying to find his way back into the world. But all your old habits and the things that you did that make you feel, maybe they made you feel alive. Whether they were things that were going to destroy you or not, can be hard to let go of. It's called straight time. Got out of prison back in '86, and I found a wife. I walked the clean and narrow, just trying to stay out and stay alive. Got a job at the rendering plant. Well, it ain't gonna make me rich. In the darkness before dinner comes, sometimes I can feel it. I got a cold mind. I go trip and cross that thin line. I ain't making straight time. My uncle's at the evening table. He makes his living running hot cars. Well, he slips me $100 bill and says, Charlie, you best remember who your friends are. I got a cold mind. I go trip and cross that thin line. I ain't making straight time. Well, 8 years in, and first it feels like you're gonna die, but you get used to anything. Sooner or later, it just becomes your life. Kitchen floor in the evening, I'm tossing my little baby's high. Mary's smiling, but she watches me, always out the corner of her eye. Seems that you can't get any more than half free. Well, I step out onto the front porch and suck the cold air deep inside me. I got a cold mind. I go trip and cross that thin line. I ain't making straight time. In a basement with a hunting gun and a hacksaw, sip of beer and 13 inches of barrel drop to the floor. I come home in the evening, can't get the smell from my hands. Lay my head down on the pillow and we're drifting off in fine line. Tresses, but that blood, it never burned in her veins. Now I hear she's got a house up in Fairview and a style she's trying to maintain. Well, if she wants to see me, you can tell her that I'm easily found. Tell her there's a spot out neath Abrams Bridge and there's a darkness on the edge of town. There's a darkness on the edge of town. Well, everybody's got a secret, Sonny. Everybody's got something that they just can't face. Some folks, they spend their whole lives trying to keep it. Yeah, they carry it with them every step that they take. So one day, will they just cut it loose and let it drag them down, where no one asks any questions or looks too long in your face. In the darkness on the edge of town, in the darkness on the edge of town. A good life, other folks say get it anyway, anyhow. Me, well, I lost my faith and I lost my wife, but those things don't seem to matter much to me now. Cause tonight I'll be on that hill, cause I can't stop. I'll be on that hill with everything I got. Lives on the line with dreams of found and lost. I'll be there on time and I'll pay the cost for wanting things that can only be found in the darkness on the edge of town. 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 dead man's town. First kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much. Till you spend half your life just covering up. I was born in the USA. I was born in the USA. Got in a little hometown jam, so they put a rifle in my hand. Sent me off to a foreign land to go and kill a yellow man. Come back home, mother refinery, hired man says, son, if it was up to me, I went down to see my VA man. He said, son, don't you understand now? I had a brother at Quezon fighting off a Viet Cong. They're still there, he's all gone. He had a woman he loved in Saigon. I got a picture of him in her arms now. Shadow of the penitentiary, out by the gas fires of the refinery. 10 years burning down the road, nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Thank you. This is a song about man, man. Liebe, Sex, sehr schwierig, sehr kompliziert. Aber notwendig. This is about one of those relationships where I think you're trying hard. I guess you are. But you don't quite know what you're doing. Can't keep it from falling apart. There's some part of yourself falling apart. This is called Dry Lightning. Threw my robe on in the morning. I watched the ring on the stove turn red. I stared hypnotized into a cup of coffee. pulled on my boots and made the bed. Screen door hanging off its hinges kept banging me awake all night. Yes, I look out the window, well, the only thing in sight was dry lightning on the horizon line. Yeah, just dry lightning, and you on my mind. I chased the heat of her blood like it was the Holy Grail. Decent, beautiful spirit into the evening pale. In her Appaloosas, kicking in the corral, smelling rain. There's a low thunder rolling across a mesquite plain. Well, there's just dry lightning on the horizon line. Yeah, just dry lightning, and you on my mind. I drive down to Alvarado Street, hear where she dance and make ends meet. I'd spend the night over my gin, and I'd watch her as she talked to her man. Well, a piss yellow sun comes bringing up the day. She said ain't nobody can give nobody what they really need anyway. But you get so sick of the fighting, you lose your fear of the end. But I can't lose your memory and the sweet smell of your skin. It's just dry lightning on the horizon line. Yeah, it's just dry lightning, and you on my mind.
You're listening to the Andy Kershaw programme on BBC Radio 1 with an hour of Bruce Springsteen live from Berlin.
It gets a little bit lonelier up here when you break one of those. A couple of months ago, I was in Youngstown, Ohio, and that was the center of the steel industry in the States for about the first half of the century. And most of the mills closed down in the late 70s and early 80s. The town lost 2/3 of its population. I played this little town hall, and there wasn't anybody there that hadn't had a brother or a father or a son or a grandfather who at some time hadn't worked in the steel industry. And they're the people that built the buildings we lived in and the bridges that we crossed and what we knew of as America. And I don't know what it'd be like for somebody to come along 30 or 40 years into a job that was the only thing I knew how to do and tell me that I wasn't needed anymore. So. Here in Northeast Ohio, back in 1803, James and Danny Heaton found the ore that was lying in Yellow Creek. They built a blast furnace here along the shore, and they made the cannonballs that helped the Union win the war. Here in Youngstown, here in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in Youngstown. Well, my daddy worked the furnaces, he kept them hotter in hell. I come home from Nam, working my way to Scarfer, a job that suit the devil as well. Taconite, coke, and limestone fed my children and made my pay. Them smokestacks reaching like the arms of God into a beautiful sky, soot and clay. Here in Youngstown, here in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in Youngstown. Well, my daddy come on the Ohio works when he come home from World War II. Now the yard's just scrap and rubble. He said them big boys did what Hitler couldn't do. These mills, they built the tanks and bombs that won this country's wars. We gave our sons of Korea and Vietnam. Now we're wondering what they were dying for. Here in Youngstown, here in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in Youngstown. From the Monongahela Valley to the Mesabi Iron Range, the coal mines of Appalachia, story's always the same. 700 tons of metal a day, and sir, you tell me the world's changed. Once I made you rich enough to forget my name. In Youngstown, in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in Youngstown. When I die, I don't want no part of heaven. I would not do heaven's work well. I pray the devil comes and takes me to stand in the fiery furnaces of hell. Thank you. This next song is set at the San Diego border station. And what you get in Southern California is a lot of young guys that get out of the Army and they end up going to work for the California Border Patrol. And I think it's a confusing job. There's a Mexican writer, Carlos Fuentes, said that California was Mexico till about 1848. And so the border's more like a scar than a borderline. So this is a song about a young Young border patrolman trying to figure out where that line really is. I got my discharge from Fort Irwin, took a place on the San Diego County line. It felt funny being a civilian again. It'd been some time. My wife had died a year ago. I was still trying to find my way back home. I went to work for the INS on the line with the California Border Patrol. Bobby Ramirez was a 10-year veteran, and we became friends. His family was from Guanajuato, so the job, it was different for him. He said they risk death in the deserts and mountains, pay all they got to the smugglers' rings. We send them home, they come right back again. Carl, hunger is a powerful thing. Well, I was good at doing what I was told. I kept my uniform pressed and clean. At night I chased their shadows through the arroyos and ravines. Drug runners, farmers with their families, young women with little children by their sides. Come night we'd wait out in the canyons and try to keep them from crossing the line. Well, the first time that I saw her, she was in the holding pen. Our eyes met and she looked away. Then she looked back again. Her hair was black as coal. Her eyes reminded me of what I'd lost. She had a young child crying in her arms, and I asked, Senora, is there anything I can do? Well, there's a bar in Tijuana where me and Bobby drink alongside the same people that we'd sent back the day before. We met there. She said her name was Luisa. She was from Sonora and just come north. We danced and she felt good in my arms, and I knew what I was gonna do. She said she had family in Madera County, if she, her child, and her younger brother could just get through. Well, at night they'd come across the levee in the searchlight's dusty glow. We'd rush them in our Broncos and force them back down into the river below. She climbed into my truck. She leaned towards me and we kissed. But as we drove, her brother's shirt slipped open, and I saw the tape across his chest. Well, we were just about on the highway when Bobby's Jeep come up in the dust on my right. I pulled over and I let my engine run, and I stood down into his lights. I felt myself moving, my gun resting neath my hand. We stood there staring at each other as off through the arroyo she ran. Bobby Ramirez, he never said nothing. 6 months later I left the line. I drifted to the Central Valley, and I took what work that I could find. At night I searched the local bars in the migrant towns, looking for my Louisa, black hair falling down. Thank you. When I was 26, and a good friend of mine showed me John Ford's Grapes of Wrath. I grew up in a house where there wasn't a lot of culture or a lot of books, and up to that point, I think most of the inspiration, sense of life I'd gotten from music. But I remember after seeing that film, I remember sitting there thinking, yeah, that's what I want to do, you know. I think you work, hoping that your work will mean something to somebody. And I thought that film and the novel by Steinbeck asked real fundamental questions that we sort of answer on a daily basis with the choices we make. Sort of whether your salvation is independent, you know, whether your soul has some independent fate, or whether its fate is tied up as just a piece of something, and that we all sort of rise and fall somewhere together. There's a scene at the end of the picture where he sort of hits that on the head. But it gets set up by there's this dance scene in this work camp. And it's shot very lovely. The faces and the music and people holding on to one another, moving across the floor. And I always thought it was Ford's way of holding out the possibility of beauty in a very brutal world. And where there's beauty, there's hope. Where there's hope, there's divine love, or whatever you want to call it, you know. But after that scene, Tom Joad, who has earlier killed a security guard, who killed a friend of his, knows that he has to leave his family. And they've come thousands of miles and they have nothing. They've left their home and the things that they knew. And now he has to tell his mother that she's going to lose her son, along with everything else. And he slips into her tent and he wakes her up. And he says, Mama, I gotta go now. And they step outside underneath these dark trees. And she says, well, Tommy, I knew this day would come, but how am I ever gonna see you again? How am I ever gonna know if you're well, if you're alive? How will I see you? And he says, well, all I know is I gotta go out and I gotta kick around and see what's wrong and see if there's something I can do to make it right. And you'll see me. Because at night, I'll be in that darkness that's all around you when you're sleeping. And I'll be in men's voices when they're yelling because they're angry. And you'll hear me in the way that kids sound when they're coming in and they know that there's food on the table and that they're safe, that they're protected. Because you'll see me. And he disappears off in the night. And next scene is the Joads heading north looking for work in the morning. Father says, what are we gonna do? You know, we lost Tommy. The mother says, well, we're gonna keep on going. So this is a song about that mystery of human nature. Why people keep on going, why they return to faith or hope or belief in love. Because that's all there is. Tonight my bag is packed. Tomorrow I'll walk these tracks that'll lead me across the border. Tomorrow my love and I We'll sleep 'neath auburn skies somewhere across the border. We'll leave behind, my dear, the pain and sadness we found here. We'll drink from the Bravo's muddy water, where the sky grows gray and white. We'll meet on the other side, there across the border. For you I'll build a house high upon a grassy hill, somewhere across the border, where pain and memory have been stilled, there across the border. And sweet blossoms fill the air, pastures of gold and green, roll down into cool, clear waters, and in your arms, 'neath open skies, I'll kiss the sorrow from your eyes, there across the border. Tonight we'll sing the songs, and I'll dream of you, my love. And tomorrow my heart will be strong. May the saints' blessings and grace carry me safely into your arms, there across the border. For what are we without hope in our hearts, that someday we'll drink from God's blessed waters and eat the fruit from the vine? I know love and fortune will be mine, somewhere across the border. bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself. Saw my reflection in the window, didn't know my own face. Brother, are you gonna leave me wasting away the streets of Philadelphia? I walked the avenue till my legs felt like stone. I heard voices of friends vanished and gone. At night I could hear the blood in my veins, just as black and whispering as the rain on the streets of Philadelphia. La 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Ain't no angel gonna greet me. It's just you and I, my friend. And my clothes don't fit me no more. I walked 1,000 miles just to slip your skin. Night is falling, I'm lying awake. I can feel myself fading away. So receive me, brother, with your faithless kiss. Or will we leave each other alone like this? The streets of Philadelphia. La 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la. On a rattlesnake speedway in the Utah desert, I pick up my money and head back into town. Driving across the Waynesburg County line, I got my radio on, but I'm just killing time. Working all day in my daddy's garage, driving all night chasing some mirage. Pretty soon, darling, I wanna take charge. Well, the dogs on Main Street howl 'cause they understand. I could take this moment into my hands. Mr. Hyena Boy, now and then. And I believe in promised land. Well, I done my best now to live the right way. I get up every morning, go to work each day. but your eyes go blind and your blood runs cold. Sometimes I feel so weak, I just want to explode. Explode and tear this old town apart. Take a knife and cut this pain from my heart. Try to find somebody itching for something to start. Well, the dogs on Main Street howl 'cause they understand. If I could take this moment into my hands, Mr. Hyena Barn, man, I believe in promised land. Dark cloud rising from the desert floor. I packed my bags and I'm headed straight into the storm. Gonna be a twister to blow everything down. That ain't got the faith to stand its ground. Blow away the dreams that tear you apart. Blow away the dreams that break your heart. Blow away the lies that leave you nothing but loss. My dogs on Main Street howl 'cause they understand. I could take this moment into my hands, Mr. Hyena Barn, man, I believe
Springsteen, live at the ICC Concert Hall in Berlin, recorded on the 19th of April of this year. And the songs, in case you want to jot them down on your cassette box, are The Ghost of Tom Joad, Straight Time, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Born in the USA, Dry Lightning, Youngstown, The Line, Across the Border, Streets of Philadelphia, and finally, The Promised Land. You're listening to the Andy Kershaw programme on BBC Radio 1.